Now, after the presidential election, some people like Joy Reid and her guests, they told you to not speak to your friends or family members that may have supported Donald Trump. Let's take a look at that. And I'll tell you why this is important today. Listen.
When you know someone voted that way, do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
So I love that you asked this question because, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why.
Not be around those people and to tell them why. That was the warning, right? That was said to people. Okay. Let's go back and see one of the things that Barack Obama said about Donald Trump right before Election Day. One of the first things. Remember this?
And President Biden and Vice President Harris were down there meeting with local officials and comforting families, asking how they could help. And Donald Trump at a rally just started making up stories about the Biden administration withholding aid from Republican areas and siphoning off aid to give to undocumented immigrants. Just made the stuff up. Everybody knew it wasn't true. When did that become okay? Why would we go along with that? And by the way, I'm sorry, gentlemen, I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength. And I am here to tell you that is not what real strength is. It never has been.
Okay. All righty. He had some things to say to the men there. Why would you go along with these things? One more thing that he said prior to the election.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on.
Okay.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problem.
Hasn't stopped whining about his problems, right? Now, all of a sudden, it was interesting. Barack Obama has a problem with billionaires all of a sudden. Interesting. So the question I have is, all the things that they told you to do and all the things that they said were so bad about Donald Trump, why in the hell are they being friendly and cozy with Donald Trump? Jimmy Carter passed away. Jimmy Carter's funeral was just the other day, and it exposed some things that I've been trying to explain to people for a long time since I had this show. It exposed some things, fam, that everything they told you to do, that was all just theater. That was a game. It's called campaigning. But at the end of the day, they really don't give a shit. And you'll see that here. Jimmy Carter's funeral. Check this out.
We see President-elect Trump and First Lady Melania Trump at the National Cathedral. Right now, we have seen, I think this is the first president that we've seen come into the room. We are still waiting, of course, for Bush and Clinton and Obama, as well. There is Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Al Gore, the former vice president, Pence and Trump. It's the first time they've seen each other since January 2021. A lot of tension between the two.
A lot of tension. So I noticed that Pence's wife did not shake Donald Trump's hand. You guys noticed that, right? Okay, keep watching.
Then, and it didn't look particularly warm just now, one might observe. In any case, this is the first president of many that we're expecting. Of course, we expect President Biden to deliver eulogy. President Biden, back when he was a senator, he and Jimmy Carter shared a political advisor, Pat Caddell. And Pat Caddell, there's former President Obama walking in.
So here's Obama walking in, right? And of course, you know, Obama feels very good about himself. He likes to be center of attention. We all know how Obama is. We know he got big ego. We know he got a big ego. So there he is shaking hands with Pence, Trump. Even Pence's wife shook Barack Obama's hand, but she didn't shake Donald Trump's hand. And then that's Al Gore right there.
We did not see a greeting of or by President Trump. There he is saying hi to Marilyn Quayle. They did shake hands?
He did shake.
They shook. Okay, I couldn't see it from the angle I was at. Obama and Trump sitting next to each other, talking to each other there. But President Obama did.
Watch them. Look at them, okay? Now, I'm not here to say that you have control over who you sit next to. I don't know. Maybe there were assigned seats. It is what it is. But it's one thing to be sitting next to someone. It's another thing to be there and to be chummy with them. So watch this.
Say hello to Marilyn Quayle and former Vice President Dan Quayle.
Wow, that's such an image.
That is an image.
It's
I mean,
good,
you don't
Good
see
image.
for it's always striking whenever you see any of these people who were political opponents. Although Obama and Trump never ran against each other. Here's George W. Bush and First Lady Laura Bush.
So did you see this? George W. Bush does not say hello to Donald Trump. George W. Bush walked in like, hold on, because I thought he was, watch how he walks in. He's walking in like, I'm the man. Watch.
Here's George W. Bush and First Lady Laura Bush. Interesting how Barack Obama stood up to let them through. Again, saying hello to the former vice presidents, Al Gore, Mike Pence, and George W. Bush.
I may have missed it, Jake, but I do not think former President Bush or Laura Bush shook.
Again, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Trump and Obama just chatting it up, giving away. Melania may not be having so much of a good time, but Obama and Trump are just he. I thought that was Hitler. I thought you said Trump was Hitler. I thought you said that he was a threat to democracy. Didn't Joy Reid and her host tell people not to speak to your family members and your friends? Let me tell you something. Call your family. Call your friends. If you disown family members or friends, if you stop speaking to them because they didn't vote for Kamala or they voted for Trump or whatever, and if you're new to this channel, I didn't vote for either one of them. So there's that. But if you are in that position right now, call your family. Call your friends. Because just because you're sitting next to them doesn't mean that you have to be chummy with them. Because if it was me, and if I was sitting next to someone that I considered to be Hitler, or if I was sitting next to someone that I said was this great, great threat, I definitely wouldn't be like, I would be like this. We all know the female pissed off face. You know, guys know when they get that look, they know, right? But no, he's just chatting it up. Look at him. smiling, laughing, camera zooms in. There they are. Chum, 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 chummery. Now here comes Bill Clinton, right? Some people call him Chaos Bill. There goes Hillary, right? So you know they're going to be there. So they come in. Wait till Kamala Harris gets in. I'll put the volume back on.
Who's outside the cathedral.
I mean, Jake, to be able to hear those conversations that are happening, these are just moments that you don't see hardly ever. And just to go back to that moment where Trump walked into the room and shook hands with Mike Pence, that is the first interaction that those two have had. They have not even been in the same room in 4 years. I called to just double check that this morning with a few aides of both of theirs.
Do they look like they're having an unpleasant conversation? Nope. And I'm not here to say they need to get into a fight. I understand time, place for everything. And I do understand that obviously they're at a funeral. But I also understand if you tell me that somebody is Hitler, they're a threat to democracy, or they're a threat to the planet, and we can't be around them, and it's a disaster, and they're all these things. But then I see you just chilling there, just laughing and smiling, fam.
And it just was a moment to see them come and shake hands with one another. And Jeff, obviously to see this moment, Jeff, you covered President Obama, to see the two of them speaking to one another, seated next to one another, which I don't think they have been at one of these funerals or gatherings where they've been in the same room before.
They have not. It truly is extraordinary. The last time most of them were in the same room was in 2018 at the funeral of George H.W.
See it? Look at him. He just laughing away. Just laughing away. Hold on. I put that thing up there. You might have missed it. Okay, there you go. Look at Obama just laughing, having a good old time. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Trump. I know what you're talking about. Remember that time we was having them drinks that other night and we went crazy? Actually, I don't think Trump drinks. But, I mean, they almost seem like a little bit more than acquaintances at this point. Chit, chit, chatteroo. Chat, 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 chat. Ain't that much chatting in the world with someone that you consider to be Hitler, right? Let's get to the parts where Kamala Harris comes in, because that's when things are a little bit more noticeable. Here she come. So for the most part, everyone's being pretty civil. And then here it comes.
And of course, as
When
Keelan
here comes
noted
in the
before,
room, Vice President Harris and Doug Emhoff also entering the room. Harris is right behind President Biden in her motorcade, so obviously we should expect to see him soon as well. And as we know, we're thinking as Gerald Ford's son.
Okay, we're going to mute this part because I got to talk over this. I want you to see how this happens, okay? So you can tell when she got there, she just don't look like she in a good mood. Let's go. So she goes in front of him and she goes to sit down. Watch the look on Trump and Obama's face. Right there, right there, right there. Both of them, something is going on here because both Trump and Obama, do you see them stand up and shake Kamala's hand? See, everybody keep talking about just Obama and Trump. Do you see Obama or Donald Trump stand up to shake Kamala Harris's hand? It feels like there's some tension. I expect there to be tension between her and Trump. I do not expect there to be tension between her and Obama still, unless they still haven't gotten over the fact that Obama didn't want Kamala to be the nominee and he wanted an open primary. And that could be a little something. I think Kamala still might be pissed at Obama about that. Do they look happy to see Kamala? Look at the looks on their faces. I just noticed this. Right? So I didn't notice that the first time. Okay, so we'll go out a little bit before she sits down just to prove a point. And they looking at her. They ain't say nothing. Look at the look on her face. Nothing. No handshake, no nothing initiated on either side. Now, for Kamala's point, that's how I expect you to react to someone that you said was Hitler. I expect you not to be chummy with them. Okay? But she's not talking to Obama either. And then watch this part. She's going to look back at him. This is what I call the mama stare. You know, watch this. Wait for it. So she looked back at, I think, Obama, and then she turned. What is happening? No conversation, no handshake there. So I don't think she was too happy that he was chit-chatting with Donald Trump, but there was, you can tell, guys, look. Let's see. When she looks back at him, oh, where is it? Here we go. Okay. Oh, I think I missed it. Hold on. Okay, this part right here. Right before that, it's interesting. It's like they can both tell that she pissed. And if you watch this, they go right back to talking to each other. See, she don't like that. She does not like it. She don't like it at all. And Trump and Obama just go right back to talking to each other like nothing happened, as guys usually do, right? Like guys will get upset. I've seen guys get into bar fights and the next day they act like nothing ever happened. So, by the way, guys, you need to explain how you do that. Anywho, there is something here. And so Kamala, no nothing, no handshake, no, hey, Obama, what's up? None of that. He didn't speak to her either. And as you can see, Trump and Obama still chatting it up in the background. Giggle, giggle, goggle, goggle. Doug ain't saying nothing either. So there seems to be some tension that is still there. And what did you say, FM? FM said, Trump, she's a loser, Obama. I know. So anyway, damn. I wonder what they were talking about, but they're just chumming it up, having a really good time or whatever they're supposed to be doing. I mean, it is a funeral, but they just go right back to talking to each other and they're talking for quite a bit. It's not like they just said hi and then just kept it moving. They've been chatting for quite a bit and they ain't said nothing to Kamala. Look, the camera zooms in on her. She didn't say anything to them. She could have at least said, hi to Obama, but he didn't say hi to her either. So what is that all about? So here's the point that I want to make, folks. This part right here. Okay. These two guys, different political parties, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're part of the same club. And what you see happen during campaign season, it's theater. It's people saying what they need to say so that they can try to win. But if you told me that this guy was Hitler, you said he was a threat to democracy, all these types of things, you said that he's a threat to women and yada, yada, and I see you giggling and laughing and chumming it up with him, doesn't look like that big of a threat to me, regardless of what I think about Donald Trump. You guys look a little too friendly. And what does that tell you, folks? Open your eyes. At the end of the day, they are part of the same club. They can go to the same country club. I can't get into the country club. Can you? They have the same billionaire donors, friends, bros, pals, buds. They're in the same, maybe not exact same class, but similar class. Obama's not a billionaire, but they run in the same circles. They both got mansions. All the things that you see during the campaign season is theater. These two parties is just a way to divide the American people so that we're not focused on the billionaire class who's taking everything and apparently buying up most of the damn water. I feel very bad for the people who did say goodbye to their family members, The people who said, that's it, I'm not talking to any of you guys. Did you see Donald Trump and Barack Obama end things with each other? You see Donald Trump and Barack Obama just say, no, I don't want to deal with you at all. Kamala apparently is doing that, but you don't see them doing that. And yet people sat up there and people decided to cancel their friends, cancel their family over these two parties. And these two people are fine. It's all a show. This is funny. They zoomed in on this part. The way Kamala looked back after they started talking to each other is taking me out. This is funny. This funny part. They zoom in on this one, I think. Oh, yeah, they do zoom in on this one, I think. It was all over the internet, guys, if you can imagine. But to prove a point, Nancy Pelosi's son and Ivanka Trump partying together. Same club, guys. They're all part of the same club. This partisan shit is that's just to help them win campaign. You know, Nancy Pelosi's like, oh, the Republicans, oh, Donald Trump, da-da-da. Here's her son and Ivanka Trump partying together. Same club. Same club. Here's one here, and I wanted to show you this one.
To Barack Obama about.
It did look very.
Hold on. This is funny.
Off the top, you mentioned the Carter funeral today. What were you talking to Barack Obama about?
It did look very friendly, I must say.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it, how friendly it looked. I saw it on your wonderful network just a little while ago before I came in, and I said, boy, they look like two people that like each other. And we probably do. We have little different philosophies, right? But we probably do. I don't know, we just got along. But I got along with just about everybody on that. We met backstage, as you know, before we went on. And I thought it was a beautiful service, but we all got along very well, which is good.
In California.
So you guys hear that? Got along. Think whatever you want to think about the politicians, but if you open your eyes at the end of the day, all these people belong to the same club. Even some of these Congress members, they go to the same country clubs. They have houses and cars that most of us will never be able to afford. And even some of the people that told you that Donald Trump was Hitler have no problem laughing and joking along with them. Except for Kamala. Kamala was like, nah. She was like, no, I'm not even going to pretend, right? Don't forget that, guys. At the end of the day, I do feel like it's one big club. And I do feel like the red-blue game keeps us divided. Because if you don't have that, then more people would focus on the class issue. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.